Let's talk about the Three Body Narrative podcast. The Three Body Narrative isn't just a podcast, it's a celebration. The Three Body Narrative means it's time to party! Welcome, everyone. We are your podcast hosts, Pradyum and Naeem, and we are here to discuss and
Aaron,
review.
who's out partying.
Yeah, so Aaron's truly partying in true 3BN style. And we are here to discuss and review and rate Champagne Problems. Now, this is supposed to be our Christmas movie of the year. God knows why, right? I suppose it's because Home Alone and Die Hard aren't available on platforms
OT.
for us to watch. Yeah, OTT platforms for us to watch. But we're reviewing Champagne Problems. It is the Christmas movie that released in November. So that's even a bigger surprise. But what is the movie all about? Well, Champagne Problems is a rom-com, a holiday rom-com about a driven executive, Sidney Price, sent to France to buy a champagne company. But when in France, she unexpectedly falls for a man tied to the very deal she's trying to close. And that forces her to balance ambition, romance, and the true meaning of the holiday season. Well, okay, spoiler alert, when we chose this movie, I think we chose it for the fact that it was going to be cringe, right?
Yeah.
And I will start with my ratings for this movie. I'm going to be slightly generous and give this a 2 out of 5. I don't think it was cringy in the kind of manner I was expecting it to be. And for that, I'm slightly disappointed. Because I think if it was cringy, I would have probably given it a lot higher. Yeah, it just fell flat. I don't know. None of the characters I cared about. Okay, maybe almost all characters I did care about. And almost all plot points I didn't care about. Uh, what were the positives? Well, I think I like maybe the dynamic between the father and the son. Even though it was a been there, done that kind of plot, I still think the acting between those two did have some heart and did have some soul. But otherwise, it was just a whole load of okay, this thing's happened, and okay, because of that, something else happened, and the end. And I suppose that's about it. Now, given that I'm saying all of this, too seems very generous, but still, I think for the holiday spirit and for the holiday festivities, I will give this a generous 2.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I can bring myself to give this a 2, but then again, like it is a Christmas movie and in the spirit of
Why, why,
Christmas.
why don't you be the Scrooge amongst us
uh,
and give it what you really want it to be?
yeah, I don't know. I think I'd give it a 1.5 maybe. I didn't like I've watched a lot of Christmas movies over the years, and a lot of them being a cringe fest. But there's something a lot more warm, or something that leaves a smile, or something that kind of just like makes you feel like okay, that felt like a lot of Christmassy kind. Like it was a
Spirit?
nice watch.
There was
Yeah,
a
something like
Christmas
that.
spirit in that, yeah.
Difficult to kind of like, even though there's like over the top stuff happening in the movie and stuff, you kind of feel that okay, it's that Christmas spirit. It's like all cheery and stuff like that. So it's from that aspect. So it kind of makes has that fun and stuff like that. And that's exactly what we went for, or at least from the synopsis, that's what we were going for here. But I don't know. I feel the movie, like you mentioned, falls flat. There are some interesting plot points that have been done before, uh, but they're very shallow in the sense that it's not really discovered much. The side characters are just there per se. It's like for some of those lines per se, but you don't really get to peel the layers or see who that person is beyond behind this. facade that you're seeing and things like that. Obviously, again, like we all know, this is a Christmas movie. There's just not enough time for all of that. It's not trying to be that kind of movie, right? But I think it does not have the heart, the kind of feel that you want from it. The setting is there. Like the setting is there. I like the vineyard, and I like the whole, obviously the bookstore thing that you initially see and stuff like that. Like those are really nice touches and stuff like that. But one the I think the only real relationship you kind of sort of feel is like the one between the father and the son. But the main lead, the chemistry between the main leads itself were like, I won't say it was bad per se, but it's not really kind of like makes you feel like, like okay, yeah, first time, like this can happen in a week. I mean, it definitely can happen, but in this case specifically, like it didn't feel like that the magic was there for it to kind of
Yeah.
like make
Yeah.
them feel a certain way within that short period of time, kind of a thing. And also the characters, I don't see enough. What do you say? Like
Personality.
no, I wouldn't say personality per se, but let's say Minka's character, for instance, right? She's shown to be someone who is career driven and all of that stuff, right? Like, and there are other things happening in her life, but the moment she kind of comes into Paris, the whole career aspect kind of just gets shelved. Like, I get it that it's for like a day where she needs to like focus on her this thing, but that switch from focusing on your um, professional life to suddenly a personal life, it didn't feel natural. It just felt like it was there, her career focus, but then next moment it was like it's all about my personal life. Like it's always been there. I just locked it away, and now it's all I can think about, kind of thing. Like because like the career aspect went out the window real quickly.
Real
Uh,
quickly. Yeah.
yeah,
It was like she came to Paris the first day and she's like, the first day I'm gonna take it light. Like, fuck it.
yeah,
I think it's not like after my work I will then take the next day light. It was like I'm getting to Paris the first day, I'm like, no work. And that then it just becomes no work predominantly for the rest of the period.
yeah, and I think like I don't think there's ever been a Christmas movie that I kind of broke into watching like into two parts where it's like I watched one on one day. Here I just didn't feel it. Like I literally just I was like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna come back to this later. And I just stopped and then came back to it next day just because okay, I have to review this movie, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't think I've watched a lot of Netflix Christmas rom-com movies, and I'm like, even though they've been really cringy and all of that stuff, it's always been like, yeah. And again, like I'm okay with cringe. I don't mind that, right? So as long as it kind of hits those
Yes.
right notes and you see enough chemistry in there and stuff like that, and you feel like the character has enough aura about themselves or something like that, you kind of want to like see the movie through in one go.
Yeah, I laugh at the cringe as well, so that still keeps me engaged.
And I
That
think
how bad,
by
how
default,
cringy could this be?
all these movies that we watch during Christmas, like especially the ones that have to do with romance and rom coms, etc., I think by default it would be a 3 out of 5. But like, and it's not that this movie is like bad per se. Like even when I say 1.5, I don't want to call it bad. It's just it falls so flat. Like
Yeah,
I can't really connect with the movie. It just doesn't have that thing to kind of reel me in. I'm only watching it because I have to review it, kind of a thing. So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Made me want to kind of go back to doing the Spanish one again. But uh, no, you're right. I think it definitely felt very, very flat. I did not understand the relationship between the two. The spark was missing. It didn't feel natural. It felt very like if that was to happen the first day itself, it just didn't feel earned, right? Like
Yeah.
And okay, fine, maybe the bookstore thing does happen. You get invited out. He takes you out around the town. I love the setting. Of course, the Christmas market. All of that's fun, but it didn't feel like they would ever like fall for each other in a way. Like it, even though they did, it
Yeah.
just didn't feel like okay, I believe this, or it didn't make me root for these two characters in a way, right? Like that in the end when she leaves, I was like, yeah, okay, fine, leave, just go back. It didn't matter.
Time to
Now,
focus on your career again.
yeah, and you had to because I didn't understand. So obviously she's been sent to Paris because um, she's got to buy this champagne company. She obviously impresses her boss back home on the presentation. But honestly speaking, like the company for her company to lose faith in her very very quickly, it's like this. At no point has Hugo, which is the father, ever said that you're losing this, right? I didn't think for a second that the other three had any chance of. Okay, maybe the other two. I think maybe Bridget maybe had a shot, but the other two had any chance of taking this away from her, right? So, like, it felt very weird that they would lose sort of trust in her so quickly that they had to send that other dude in here.
That was
And
not too jarring for me because it's that conversation he has on the phone that kind of tells him something's off with her, which means like
yeah, yeah.
she's 100% in the game kind of thing. So that really didn't throw me
No,
off as.
it wasn't jarring, but obviously it was hilarious to see that her company
Oh
didn't
yeah,
run.
yeah, yeah.
It's not. I think I completely understand from where that's coming from, and for again to see someone so career oriented, and we look at the different outlooks in life, right? Like I think out of everyone, she's the only one who's been very career focused.
Hmm.
Uh,
But
you talk
it's quite
about
funny, right? Like in the sense that considering how analytical her job role is and things like that, the fact that she doesn't know that her company sometimes acquires companies and then kind of breaks them and like ships them for parts. Like, how do you not know that? Like, that's like main. And
that.
she's
That
been
feels
in the
like you've
company for
just
quite some time, right?
exactly. So that feels like you've just joined the company. You have
Yeah,
no clue, and they're like, but you've obviously been at the company because you had that dialogue earlier on saying that, oh, for so long I've
and
been doing the
I
work.
get it. It's a hush hush thing, right? Like it's these are like we're talking about some major companies that have been bought and like kind of shipped into parts and stuff like that. Like, how do you not know that? Like, seriously, this is stupid.
Yeah, it
And
was
like you don't know that, and you've been sent in to crack like this major deal stuff, right? So,
no, and the
yeah.
fact that Henri tells her that, and like it could have gone like she knew about it and she's trying to kind of justify that transaction, but for her to plainly say that I didn't know about this or this, it felt like what,
Yeah,
how?
it would have been something that it was like she's been poached recently from another this thing. She's just been brought on board because she's good at selling or like things like that. And then she's been asked to go and close this deal, right, out of nowhere. Then it's believable comparatively, right? Even then, I would be like, okay, I think you should be doing your due diligence in terms of what is the company you're joining and things like that. But okay, like still much more digestible as a plot point, I would think. But the fact it's like, oh, I didn't know that. I've only been working in this company for what, like past 5-10 years. I don't know how
Yeah,
long she's been working there for, but she's been working there for some time. So yeah, that didn't feel again like it just felt out of place.
yeah. So uh we're talking about the outlooks in life. We obviously have meet the sister who's the complete 180 of Sydney, right? Who loves to enjoy life, has zero or $18 in a bank account, just wants to live her life. And I suppose that's kind of wanting to do what her mother couldn't or wasn't able to do before she passed. So I get that bit. Then you have Andre, who has been forced to kind of come and take on his father's legacy but wants to start his own bookstore. And then you have the father who, I think the father's the most reasonable of the lot, where he understands that, this is all that I can do. And this is where the company needs to go. But my God, the kind of candidates that he's brought in order to take on his company is scary,
Yeah.
right? Like, how did they even surpass your? No wonder you're in debt, because how in the world have they surpassed your first filter? Except for Bridget and Sydney, nobody else
Yeah.
should really come even close.
So, yeah, I know. Like, how, maybe just because they said we'll buy it, like, and right now he just needed someone to buy it off
Yeah.
of him. So, I mean, I didn't get, especially the kind of presentations that were being put across. I was like, okay, these are the people who are pitching for your business, really? Like, and okay, it's one thing for you to entertain them. It's one thing for the company that's sending them to be sending those specific people. Like, okay, cool, what's happening?
I
But
mean,
yeah,
Roberto straight off said, "I'm here for a good time," right? Like,
yeah,
and I guess the company didn't send him there. He owns the company, so I'm
here
guessing
in the
he came
company, of
himself.
course.
So I can understand him. Otto was the weirdest of the lot. Like,
Yeah. And
and
initially, I had high hopes for Otto because he's German. So I was like,
yeah,
okay, they would have done their due diligence, right?
that whole Krampus scene, right,
Yeah.
with the TV thing. I was like, how what in what sense? And I guess it's the Christmas spirit, and you're also bringing a lot of stereotype to Germany and Germans, but it just felt like, oh shit, like how have you even reached this point? And yeah, so let's kind of just talk about that ending, and the control obviously at the end goes to Roberto, right? And honestly, I don't mind that decision, because
I actually thought that was the most, what do you say? So as you kind of start um, unraveling or like peeling back the layers of whatever is being done, whatever is available in terms of how much of the character is being shown or talked about, you kind of like, I think it's the most obvious possible solution that you can kind of come to, because they all have some bits or parts that kind of are like would make sense to hold on to. But like for me, the solution was like they each ditch their own companies and they kind of come together to form a new company as a whole and like take up some roles because they kind of clearly fit in some of the roles to kind of work the business. I don't know how the
yeah,
COO thing happens just like that, but okay, like I mean, yeah. Um, but I think that made complete sense in the sense that okay, he funds the money,
yeah,
and see again that tells you so much about the person who's selling the business, the father. He's not really a good businessman, right? Like, I
yeah,
mean, that would have been like the first approach, finding someone who would be willing to fund your business and you retain complete control of it. And I think the first time he says that he's only interested in about keeping the business or the champagne the way it is and stuff like that, that's like your green flag right there. That's like, this is the person I need to target. I need to kind of have, again, this is not that kind of movie, but
yeah.
uh,
I get it. Like, honestly, for me, what sold me on Roberto was when they did the wine tasting, or the champagne tasting rather, and he got it spot on. I was like, dude, like, I know he's a bit of an idiot, but this guy
you know,
knows his stuff,
shit,
right?
yeah,
He knows his shit. So he will definitely keep you in line from selling good quality, like from not selling shit, or like not selling crazy bad quality products, and he will keep you in line, and he will make sure that the brand quality and the name does not suffer. uh, so I thought, yeah, you're right, like the sleeping partner angle was probably the best approach, and I think fair enough. I like that, the stance there. We I suppose the positive for both of us in this movie was the father son relationship, right?
that's true. Yeah, I think that was the only actual complicated relationship that was in there because of the distance they had and the fact that they didn't speak too much. There were parallels. Again, I'll go with a very weird parallel, and you would be like, only you can probably bring this up. But tell me, you didn't see parallels between this father, who at least remained successful, and the father in Sayara, who also was very attached to his wife, and then just like completely got estranged from his son. And I was
Mate,
like, okay,
that movie like I have erased it from my memory, so I would definitely not draw parallels to that.
yeah, but I was
Uh,
like, oh yeah, okay. This is like again like the son is kind of estranged from his father because father loves the mother too much, and then like once she's been dead, he's been like stuck in that world behind the mother and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, cool. The only difference being this son can't sing, and that this father didn't completely go off the rails in terms of
yeah.
not financial security in place, kind of a thing, right? Like to a certain extent, obviously, he's
So
going
I
through.
thought that entire car building thing would come into focus. What is the story behind that? And there
Also,
was
right? Like that would be nice. This thing is just took her two things. Have you checked this? Have you checked that? And like, yeah, like
so
okay.
like it bewilders me that okay, so I guess the resolution, which is the father eventually finally talking to the son and saying that I've always wanted you to do that on your own. This felt that this could have been done at any point in time, and I felt Sydney's role in this, the impact that she's had. So that's where I felt like there was maybe an editing issue there. Whereas, fine, you've seen the impact of Sydney with Henri for a majority point because she's been there with him throughout the movie.
Hmm.
Her impact on Hugo eventually probably comes more when yeah they do the walk, they do that long walk, and as well as the car thing, right? The place where she's in the car and she gives him the advice to how to help build that comes only after the resolution with the father and the son. I felt like that should have come first. I think they kind of got the pieces wrong. I felt that should have come first, and then the father and son resolution and the talk they had. But oh my god, the impact that this random woman has had on both their lives in like a span of 3 to 4 days,
Hmm.
mental,
Crazy.
absolutely mental, and absolutely undeserved, unearned, undeserved. And I don't see what Hugo saw in her or what. I mean, fine, I can see what
Hugo
Henri saw
saw
in her, but
something for Henri in her eyes, and I think that was enough for him, saying, "Okay, there's someone interested in my son finally, so I need to make sure that this person stays, and if that means handing over my business to her to do whatever she wants to do with it, fair enough. Let me just go ahead and I will completely tell her our past so that she knows what she's getting into. And like that there are no issues because clearly my son can't communicate. So let me do that on his behalf, kind of a thing. I mean, I don't know. This, it
the,
just,
this the chemistry between Henri and Sydney was so bad that even a cute little dog could not do anything to build that relationship up.
yeah, yeah,
That dog
yeah.
could have been the perfect jigsaw piece and brought them together. Even the dog couldn't do anything. And you know how bad that is for the most adorable dog to not do that is, yeah, it was ridiculous. But like, so you've not seen your son in love, or I mean, come on, you've not seen your son with anybody else in the past that it's like,
No, no, he's not. He's
no,
been busy behind thinking about his dead wife.
books. And also his son's been too focused on books for him to not find someone
Yeah,
else.
yeah, yeah. That.
It was yeah, I don't know, maybe it is love at first sight, and maybe it's the Christmas spirit, maybe it's the mulled wine talking, but yeah, it was, oh man, I don't know. Initially, I thought for me, so that impact for me was just a bit too much. For whatever happened, I was like, this woman's been in your life for maybe a day and a half or 2 days. For her to have that much of an impact and for you to solve all of your issues and your problems, this truly is a Christmas miracle, which they
Yeah,
didn't mention. or this is just really bad writing. And I am more likely to think on the latter, unfortunately. Sorry, writers, but yeah, it just did not have any soul. It didn't have anything. It didn't make me kind of believe in that story, and that's the problem that I had with this.
Yeah. I mean, like, when I think of like nice rom-com movies and stuff, I'm thinking of what's that movie called? Holiday? Is that the one with Jude Law?
Oh, The Holiday. Oh, yeah, that was such a good movie.
Yeah, so like that's the kind of movie I was hoping for going into
Yeah,
this. But no, like it's nowhere close to that. Like it doesn't even kind of touch the surface on that level. It's just it's just a movie that I feel like okay, we've got to put something out because it's Christmas time. What can we kind of like just mix
yeah.
together and like, throw it out there of sorts and hope it works kind of a thing. Even if it doesn't, it's content that people will probably consume over Christmas, so it's fine.
Yeah, honestly, it was. I mean, there are so many good holiday movies out there, and good
Netflix
rom coms as
themselves,
well.
I believe, have quite a few that are like when you see it in Christmas, you're like, yeah, okay, cool, it's a Christmas movie kind of thing, right? Like they only get that rating because it's a Christmas movie. Otherwise,
Yeah,
they would probably get slammed. But the problem with this movie is like, yes, the setting is like Christmas and stuff like that, but it just doesn't leave you with that Christmas feeling. Um, and
yeah.
I think that is the reason why we've rated it so low.
I think my favorite character was going to be the concierge at the hotel, but unfortunately, he had to. When I first saw him and the kind of conversations he was having, I thought, okay, this is going to be my favorite character. Unfortunately, he only had two scenes, and that's I can't put him out there. Even the butler was nice and pretty charming, but yeah, overall, it just like the main story felt off. Even the whole dynamic between Bridget and uh, Hugo, Hugo,
Mm.
right? Like, where did that come from? I know, fine, maybe there were hints earlier, but like, it just popped out of nowhere. I know that she really believes in the brand and all of that, but like, it just developed when they went for that entire festival where that Santa Claus, that
It was
really hot
it
Santa
was
Claus
there.
was,
It
yeah,
was always there because he's known her for the longest time. It just they didn't have the time to take that walk. So when they finally did, then it kind of like came out.
yeah. And again, I'm guessing that he's going to credit it to Sydney. She's like,
Sydney,
yeah,
that's even there's no doubt about that for sure. Sydney is all the reasons why there are good things happening to them. She's the only reason why good
yeah.
things happen. So yeah, good.
I can't believe that he drove all the way there and she still remained in that bookstore, or like they caught that perfect thing, perfect timing, right? Like,
Just waiting there for him. She knew he'll
yeah,
come eventually. So it's like, but she can't. It's not that kind of movie, right? They can't tell you that okay, she's like that kind of person. She's like waiting for this thing. She's like, okay, I've got everything here. Like in her head, she's already got okay, Roberto, who's my friend, he's like got bucket loads of money. He's probably gonna be the one, or he's plotted the idea in
yeah,
the mind to like do that approach. So when that eventually happens, it is clear that they'll need someone there to handle operations, and that's where I come in.
I
So
come in.
me, for all of that to come together, all I need to do is just wait, and they're gonna come to me, kind of a thing, right? If this was that kind of movie, there was serious potential in something happening because then Minka Kelly's character would have been like, wow, I
Yeah,
did not see
she
that
was
coming.
playing 4D and 5D chess with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
entire family,
It
right?
would have been like what was Fight Club? Like that first half when it's like I'm like, what shitty movie is this? Oh my god, can we be done with that kind of a thing? And then like it flips,
Yeah,
and then suddenly everything is
and you're like,
interesting.
oh
Yeah,
my
it's
god, this is like a brilliant master
it's
plan
like
by.
it's a very different kind of Christmas movie. So
Yeah, like, who wants to go back to America when I can live my life in a cute village in France and drink all the champagne and enjoy my life, right? Like,
and
Uh,
control the people who are controlling the firms.
yeah, yeah. I'll be the puppet master. So that would have been amazing. Like, of course, she did definitely float the idea and put that incept. She did an inception and put that idea into Hugo's mind. Like, no, Roberto's the perfect person. Because honestly speaking, it should have kind of gone to Bridget, like
Yeah.
because she kind of knew the ins and outs of that business and all of that. But she put into my like give the person with the lowest IQ the job or the company, and he'll give you a lot of money, and then of course Bridget will also come along, and then you're gonna enjoy life that way. I don't know what Otto's gonna do, but the others will all play to my tune there. And then we can set up this random bookstore somewhere in the middle of France, right? So I know he wanted to have a bookstore, but he's to open it up in the most randomest of places in France, right? Shows that the apple does not fall far from the tree in terms of business sense.
You should do a podcast on this. You need to change your the entrepreneur to an actual entrepreneur thing where it's no longer just about restaurants, but also about any kind of dream business that you want to own, right? So now then you can bring this guy on, like his dream bookstore, and then he'll start
Yeah.
talking about it, kind of a thing. So,
And then I'll be like, oh, I'm glad this is remaining only a dream,
dream, yeah, not funding this.
not funding this. So yeah, I think is that all that I mean in terms of plot points, I can't think of anything else that we really have. Her screaming that she is a what is it, a Mariah Carey song?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah, that's what she says, right? Like in order to
Sorry,
be
this movie is
yeah.
so forgetful that I can't like, and as it is, I have terrible memory. So,
But by the way, it did kind of uh, not justify, but did stamp down what I said about Die Hard being a Christmas film.
oh yeah, that bit I was like, oh, I was like, again, it's not a Christmas movie, by the way. I don't agree with it, but like, it's like it just was brought up in there, and I actually liked just like how Karate Kid thing was a thing where it's like, no one really thought about um the this one being the actual Karate Kid
Yeah,
until I felt like much later when the whole How I Met Your Mother sequence happens and like Barney Stinson talks about how Daniel Daniel
yeah.
Daniel San Daniel San, right?
Who?
He's not
Daniel
the real
is
kid.
Ralph Macchio. Yeah, yeah. Daniel doesn't.
Daniel's not the real Karate Kid, but it's actually um, Johnny's character that's actually the real Karate Kid, right? So it's like that kind of twist, and I'm like, oh wait, now maybe there's another Die Hard coming. There's a Die Hard series coming with that twist with the not John McClane character, but the
Oh yes, I was wondering
other-
what are you talking about? But yes, when Otto talks about Hans Gruber being the actual good
yeah,
guy, yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
That
yeah,
twist is coming on how he's the Robin Hood, and he was actually trying to set things right and stuff like that. And yeah, that would be a
yeah.
good
Because
kind
I
of.
mean, they play a lot of it even in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But again, there it is John McClane who he likes rather than Hans Gruber. So it's interesting. Yeah, that would be cool. But talking about we've kind of spoken, I think, a lot more about other plot points rather than the movie
We need
itself. But
something to talk about for this movie. So
yeah,
at least let's get it to a 45-minute mark. It doesn't.
yeah. But okay, I think we've got to cut it here. This is all the time we have to review Champagne Problems. There are 99 problems, and this is an additional one. Our champagne problem for Christmas.
Made it 100 for us.
Yeah, 100 for us. Take out the two zeros because they have no value. And I guess that's about it. So please do hit the like button, share with friends and family, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can follow us on Instagram as well as Facebook. And we will catch you all on our next review.
Merry
And
Christmas.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. We'll catch you all next time. Until then, see you. Au revoir.